save by Marc-Andre Fleury.
Oh, what a catch.
Oh, a sweet-looking play by Christian Yelich.
Oh, the plot thickens, and thank you for getting up with us on ESPN. We are delighted that you were here. I'm Greeny, that's Beetle, that's Jalen Rose. A lot of fun being had. We're going to get deeply into those Brady comments. I love psychoanalyzing what famous people say.
Me too.
And putting our thoughts in their heads. Ryan Clark will be here. We'll talk about whether or not he allows his son to play football, which is an interesting conversation today. Timmy Kirchin on an epidemic that could be the worst thing to happen to baseball in years. All of that and more. But let's start in Boston with the NBA playoffs. And royalty was in the house to watch last night.
Hello, sir.
11 championships in 13 years. Google him, youngsters. Bill Russell.
Google him.
And you're going to like watching this kid play for years and years in Boston, too. If they trade away Jason Tatum, they've got to be out of their mind. He was great last night. Al Horford was great last night. Celtics an 11-point lead at halftime. Philly looked sluggish. Now, here's a little good Ben Simmons last night, Jalen. He had 18 and 7, but not a great night for the young Philadelphia star.
Not at all, and you got to give a credit to the Boston Celtics defense. It did a really good job of shrinking the floor, taking away his direct line drives, and frustrating Ben Simmons. He had more turnovers than assists.
Tatum had 28 points. Terry Rozier had a huge night last night. 5 of 6 in the fourth quarter for Rozier, including 3 threes to ice it as the Celtics pull away for a 117-101 Game 1 win at home.
I feel like the best is yet to come, but you know, it's a great start. It's a great start of the series. I'm gonna keep going hard, no matter who's in front of me. You know, I always feel like I can get the best of my guy, and you know, like I said, the best is yet to come, though.
I thought I was. I thought we were all bad tonight, so that's not what we are, definitely. I think, you know, when everybody is on, we're the best defensive team in the game, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff with game plan that we didn't execute.
I think we all picked Philly to win this series, right? We all have them winning this series. Did anyone lose faith in it last night? Anyone lose faith in it last night?
No, I didn't lose faith. But I'm going to make sure that – so there's always a fine line when you're a player. So we showed Rozier his youthful enthusiasm. He just had an amazing game. And he talked about why they won. And then we showed Joel Embiid, and he talked about them not performing up to their capabilities. What I want to make sure that we do is give the Boston Celtics credit for beating the Philadelphia 76ers. They were plus 36 from the three-point line. Let me say that again. They made 17 threes. The Philadelphia 76ers only made 5. That was the difference in the basketball game.
This has been a season of great stories. I don't think we can overstate how amazing the Celtics story has been. Night number 1 in the season, their star goes down, and everyone wrote them off. Then Kyrie Irving goes out. We double wrote them off. And they have not seemingly heard a word that any of us talking heads have said because they just step onto the court. Maybe it's the youth. I don't know. Maybe ignorance is bliss, and they're just confident. But to watch them continue to do so as we move into the playoffs is pretty spectacular.
And their anchor, their rock beads, is one Al Horford. I tried to do this yesterday. I'm going to do it again today. There are a handful of teams that have at least 2 All-Stars. The Boston Celtics are one. We know about Kyrie Irving, but their anchor is Al Horford. He's the only returning starter from last year. And it's not only the points, the rebounds, just the heady basketball play and the leadership that he provides.
They have a couple of All-Stars waiting to happen, however, and that brings us to our big number last night. Here's how good the Celtics' big 3 was last night. Rozier, Tatum, and Horford combined for 83 points. When you had together Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG, they never scored that many in a game with the Celtics, regular season or playoffs. That's how good those 3 guys were last night. Let's get up and go. Let's run through everything that we saw yesterday. And we'll start back with that game sort of indirectly. There's Terry Rozier showing up for Game 1 wearing the Drew Bledsoe jersey. We all know about the back and forth with Eric Bledsoe. So, of course, last night, Terry was asked about the jersey.
I got love for my man Drew Bledsoe. Even though we haven't talked, I think he know who I am, and I know who he is. So that's all that matters.
So he has love for him, despite the fact they haven't talked.
He's getting a case of wine.
Do we have an issue with this trolling?
First off, when you ball it the way he balled it, you can wear what you want to wear. And put that out there, number 1. Number 2, if you're going to troll somebody, you must do it in the series that you're facing them.
Yeah. I agree. This is like when you get in a verbal fight with someone and you think of a really good burn 2 days later. That's too late. The moment's passed.
And also, at the end of the game, they both shook hands, he and Bledsoe. They said it was squash. They kept it 100. And then now you're going to go and keep it going.
The Boston fans, meanwhile, had a little fun of their own. That's Ben Simmons at the free throw line last night. And if you can hear it carefully, they're chanting about his rookie status.
I didn't hear
They
it,
were
though.
chanting that he's not a rookie. And the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell, who, of course, is a rookie, had a little fun with that as well. Do we like that from the Boston fans?
I love it. And again, this
I love
continues to show the growth and the stability of the NBA. We're talking about Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum.
Plus
Whether they're
these two fan
rookies
bases.
or first-year players or not, they're really productive regardless.
At West, the Warriors look like they're going to get Steph back tonight. He's been upgraded to probable for Game 2. He's been out since March 23rd with a sprained MCL. Steve Kerr says no minutes restriction. Beetle, what do you expect?
I always wonder, and Jalen, you can tell me this here. If you're a player on the Pelicans team, you know, you're playing with house money. No one's giving you a shot to beat the Warriors, with or without Steph at this point. So do you just go out there and say, F it, we got this?
You do exactly what the Celtics did. That's exactly what the Boston Celtics did. All of us have held, not me, but many people have held the Philadelphia 76ers like the future of the East. And I keep putting on the table, whose future would you rather have, the Celtics or the Sixers? I think if you're the Pelicans, you approach it the same way.
Baseball, A.J. Pollock had himself a night as Arizona beat the Dodgers 8-5, and Pollock hit 3 solo home runs, 3 homers in a game for the first time in his career. In the process, he moved to a tie for the National League lead in home runs with 9 this season. Of course, unspoken in that is the Dodgers continuing to struggle mightily. They've got injury problems right now. The Dodgers are a mess. Let's stay with home runs because Xander Bogaerts hit a grand slam for the Red Sox as they beat the Royals 10-6. It was the 6th grand slam the Red Sox hit this season. They and the 96 Expos now are the only teams to hit 6 grand slams before May 1st. Inexplicably, the Red Sox were the only team in the sport not to hit a grand slam all of last year.
99, was that the killer bee?
That's a lot of information.
They didn't hit one the entire season last year. And then this year, yeah, perhaps a different team, but okay. In a rematch, meanwhile, yeah, they were on Houston. In a rematch of last year's, I didn't even know what you meant. In a rematch of last year's ALCS, the Astros, aforementioned, maybe you were leading me there.
There we go, that's it.
Put an end to the Yankees' 9-game winning streak with a 2-1 win in Houston. Charlie Morton dominating that Yankee lineup. The last 3 games they've played against the Yankees, meaning games 6 and 7 in the playoffs last year, and then last night they shut the Yankees down. Giancarlo Stanton struck out 3 times all by himself.
The Yankee sluggers are going to become the poster children of new era baseball, either strike out or hit a home run.
You can't blame the weather, and you can't blame that he's home. So now what?
Just dominating pitching is what it was last night from the Astros. Speaking of which, no one more dominant than the Brewers reliever Josh Hader. He made history last night. He is now the first pitcher ever to record at least 8 outs in a game, all of them by strikeout, since the mound was moved to its current distance. Not its current height, but its current distance. That was 1893. Here was Hader's line last night. 2 2/3 innings pitched, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Ooh. For the season, he has 39 strikeouts in 18 innings.
Got the hair going. He's a lefty. Reminded me of Randy Johnson.
That's a really good call.
Absolutely spectacular. That kid is off to an unbelievable start. How about this? Stanley Cup playoffs last night. After blowing a 2-goal lead in the 3rd, the Golden Knights rally in overtime to beat the Sharks 4-3 and take a 2-1 series lead. William Karlsson with a pretty game winner for Vegas, his 4th goal of the postseason. Again, this expansion team continues to be the story in the sport.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I'm telling you, man, $100 at the beginning of the season, we'd be retiring if they pull this off.
Elsewhere, it has been less than 5 days since the Jets drafted Sam Darnold, but certainly his acquisition brought on some confidence. We talked about it earlier. Quincy Enunwa saying the Jets are capable of beating the Patriots this season, and they're going to show it this year. Then yesterday, Jets star safety Jamal Adams was trolling new Bills quarterback Josh Allen with the following tweet: "Can't wait to catch passes from one of my favorite quarterbacks."
That's funny. That's pretty good.
Jamal Adams, a terrific young player. Here's trolling. You're good with this trolling?
At his finest.
That's funny.
He plays defense. He's talking about a quarterback. They're going to be on the field at the same time multiple times as their careers progress.
You have too many rules about trolling.
He's owning it. He's owning it right from the beginning. And also, you think that has a little bit to do with his tweets?
Yes, I had the exact same thought. I think that he may be predisposed to dislike Josh Allen. I don't know anything about the history of their relationship beyond that, and maybe there is something I'm not aware of. Jamal Adams, terrific young player. I had the same thought you did. And I also thought to myself, you have more unwritten rules for trolling than baseball has for etiquette, okay? So I don't want to hear it from you anymore on that. Now, I want to wrap it up with something fun. You ready for this? Meanwhile on planet Earth, here's what I love about James Harden. You can be the best offensive player in the world.
Yes.
You can be on your way to winning the MVP.
Best part of baseball.
But you're still an 8-year-old kid if they put ice cream in a bucket.
Oh, it's the best. A helmet ice
Bucket hat
cream.
and a helmet.
It was my favorite
They got the
part.
ice cream. Somehow ice cream tastes better in the helmet.
You are right. It's what I remember most about going to games as a kid. And I
Early
love.
game
By the
of
way, he's
baseball.
looking around like, is anybody seeing me doing this? Okay. And why is he by himself? I have a lot of questions. What's going on here? Where is everybody?
He's not by himself. He just pictured along. I
So the
guarantee
person's
he's
somewhere
not alone.
hidden in the back of the
he's not
suite?
by
I'm gonna have to look up the dictionary. I think that would be by yourself.
He looked
I think
alone
when
to
you're
me.
alone.
He's not alone. I would bet anything he didn't leave his residence to go to that game and return by himself.
Oh no, I'm with you.
Well,
on
I
that.
agree with that, but
the
that's a different thing.
The really important question is, do you like ice cream in a helmet?
I love ice cream, period.
And it's the soft,
Fair enough.
soft
No,
ice cream.
I don't mean to be mawkish about it, but that is the best way to have it. All right, coming up.
Okay.
Tom Brady finally speaks
Google it.
about his future in New England. Ryan Clark translates what he heard and how it will impact the Patriots this year. As I said,
That's kind of mawkish.
the most interesting stuff that Tom Brady said had nothing to do with pleading the fifth. Don't miss it.
You
Next.
used it right. That was right. Did you know that one?
I knew it.
I was like, wait.